Anna got injured in SA20, and basically after the previous 2 years I bowled in the nets for the Capitals, and then my agent said, listen, you need to go and bowl there this year. And I just said to him, oh, I actually just want to stay on holiday for a bit longer. It doesn't feel worth it to go. And he's like, listen, you'll regret it if you could have been signed, and you didn't go. So rather just go and do your thing. Went to bowl. Finally, I heard that okay, they are signing me. Great. Waited a bit for my debut, and then on my SA20 debut, I just did. I kind of just it went exactly how I would have dreamed of it going. Bowled quick and everything, and then the next morning, I was in the hotel room, and Rob Walter called me, and he said to me, "Listen, you're in the group that's going to travel to Pakistan." And I think my first response was actually like, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure you are picking me?" Because it was kind of just so quick. So I was like, "Are you sure you're going to take me after just one game that you've actually seen me?" And he just said, "Yeah, listen, there's not a lot of guys that can bowl that pace and that backs themselves to do that against anyone." Because I think I got Conway and Mo and Ali out, of course.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Stumped, a podcast designed to allow me to waste the time of people who have better things to do than sit around and chat cricket with me. And today I have Gideon Peters. Gideon, welcome.
Thanks so much, man. No, pleasure to be here. Pleasure to be here.
That's beautiful. It's been a while trying to tie you down when you guys have the T20 challenge and everything else around you. So I'm finally happy to have this moment.
Yeah, man. Yeah, sorry. It's been a busy time. I'm getting back from injury and everything, so like every day is just stacked with like rehab and gym, and then finally getting to bowl again. And yeah, so it's just been busy. But I'm happy to finally get to meet you, kind of. Yeah.
Speaking of that, the injury that is, how when did you get injured and what type of injury was it?
So I got injured initially in February, after the SA20, and then I got the Proteas call up. We went to Pakistan, and then in warm up, I kind of just felt, yo, I couldn't walk. Got injured, and back then we did an initial scan to see what was happening, and I think they picked up a stress reaction back then. But then I think our fault was we didn't do a rescan, so we kind of took 4 weeks off and then just started boating again and everything. And then as June, July came, then I bowled a bit again, and I felt the same pain, unfortunately. Um, and then yeah, I basically got the stress fracture again, which was I don't know. It's never a nice thing as a cricketer being injured. Like, yes, it's one of the worst feelings ever to feel like you're kind of letting your team down and yourself down and everything. Um, but got the stress fracture again, and it's been a slow process to come back. This week I finally started to bowl full run up again, so I'm starting to feel like a human being again, which is good. So yeah, I'm just excited for the next month or two to go ahead. Yeah.
You know, when I write, I think in one of my articles, I say that fast bowling is the most unnatural thing on planet Earth that a person can do because you run in and then you contort your body into a weird shape before you throw a ball.
Yeah.
So that makes you susceptible to injuries. And besides this one, have you had other injuries in your career that have sort of put you on the sidelines for a bit? Or which one has been the most difficult for you in terms of recovery time and, just you thinking, when do I go back?
Yeah, I think so. Let me start from the start. Like I've had especially the last 2 years. I don't know if it's finally I'm starting to bowl a good pace, and I don't know if it came with that. My body's just maybe not used to it. But then the last year or so, so I never used to struggle with injuries, but the last year or so, then all of a sudden things just started going kind of chaos, if I can say it like that. Then I tore my pec as well in a 4-day game. I just walked off the field. Next moment, I just saw my pec is blue. So I was like, oh no, not great. But that recovery was quite decent. It was 4 weeks, 5 weeks, and then I was back into it, and it never bothered me again. I think the one that was the most difficult to come back from is probably the one I'm currently coming back from. Because it's bone and stress fracture, you kind of, I don't know, you kind of doubt yourself the whole time. You kind of feel like, shit, is it gonna come back now? Like, when are you gonna feel that certain pain again? So it's more of a mental hurdle. You need to climb again and just to trust your body and to trust your back and everything again as well. Because I always say to people as well, like, I enjoy bowling fast. Like, that's why I play cricket. Like, I enjoy doing that. So if I cannot do that, I don't know if I'll enjoy cricket. So for me, it's I want to bowl quick, and if I can trust my body to bowl quick, then we're in a good space. But yeah, it's been a long process to come back from this injury. I mean, the previous game I played was 9 months ago in February, so it's been a long time off the cricket field for me. But just makes it more exciting to actually play cricket now. Like, I actually played a club game yesterday, and it was just so fun being on the field for the first time again. Just actually being able to kind of do what I loved for so long. So yeah.
You mentioned that you love bowling fast. And one of the things that I noticed when I was doing a bit of research, and as I told you off air, there is not a lot about you online. But I saw that at the Kaya Majola in 2017, I think,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
unleashed a whirlwind on, was it Border? You were
Yeah, it was
bowling
yeah,
exceptionally quick and you just blew everyone out of the water. Do you remember
yeah.
that?
I think that's kind of where I decided, okay, this is what I want to do. Like, I want to check if I can take this professionally. Um, Before that, I was actually more of a rugby player, and Coach Charlie, our assistant coach at the Warriors now, actually knows it. He was the one that kind of convinced me to keep playing cricket and give it a crack. Um, but yeah, I remember that game very well. We had like, I think there was something like six. It's the time cricket at Coke Week, and there was something like 6 overs left in the second innings, and you need to take 5 wickets. And then Charlie told us, listen, just try ball good areas, like get ready for the next game tomorrow or whatever. And I took that as a challenge, and I was like, who the hell is this guy telling me I can't bowl them out? In the first innings, I actually bowled like quite chilled and everything, and then I was a bit fired up for that second innings, and then I took 4 wickets and a run out in the second innings to clean them up. It was good fun. It was very fun, very fun. Yeah.
Yeah, it's always something cool to go back to, like, wow, he took,
Mm.
I think it was for about 8 rounds or something strange like that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. We bowled them out in I think 3 overs or something. So I took 4 wickets with the ball, and then the other opening bowler luckily bowled very well as well. Nico van Zyl is playing for Inyati now. He bowled very well as well. He just didn't go for any runs. And then I was a third man, kind of drinking water. And the next moment, the ball came, and I threw the water bottle down, ran to the ball, and just shied because I was like, "Oh flip, I'm late on this." And then it hit the stumps, and then that's how we got our fifth wicket. So it was kind of just like, those days where everything just falls into place, like you can't do anything wrong. It was kind of one of those days.
And you mentioned that you were a rugby player and loved your rugby particularly. But
Mm.
how was it as a learner at Vaterkloof? Because I do understand that's where you went. And as far as I'm concerned, Vaterkloof is one of the top cricketing schools in the northern circuit.
Yeah, yeah. Like I must say, credit to the first team coach there at the moment, Cobus Pienaar. Like I think he's doing amazing work at Waterkloof. If you just see how many guys are coming out of school now and kind of into the professional setup or into varsity cricket immediately, it's tons. Every single game I play, every single week, it just feels like I'm meeting a new Waterkloof guy. So good to see. But back then when I was playing, I think our first team was like third in the country in rugby. So we were quite good with rugby, and I think I just enjoyed rugby a little bit more. It felt like cricket was kind of, I had to do a certain thing, and people kind of restricted me a little bit up until matric. Like you have to bowl this way, you have to do this, you have to do that. So, and I did not enjoy that at all. With rugby, I played fullback. I could kind of just express myself, which was quite fun for me. And then matric came, and Cobus Pienaar and Charlie spoke to me, and I don't know. I think they kind of just brought the enjoyment back of cricket. They kind of just said, "Listen, enjoy yourself and do what you want to do." And I think that's where I developed my love for fast bowling. Like it was fun for me to run in and hear the ball hit the keeper's gloves, or you hit someone against the head, or you see the stumps rolling or whatever. That was fun for me, and I think that's probably where the love of fast bowling started. I don't know if the love of cricket has started yet, but when I bowl, I enjoy it a lot. So I think it's probably the love of fast bowling. Yeah.
When did you start playing cricket as a youngster?
Yes, I think. Yo, I can't even tell you because it's been basically since I can remember anything. It's from a very young age. Me and my brother used to play backyard cricket, and like I think most young guys do. And then eventually my parents got so irritated because we messed up the grass and we broke a couple of windows, and then they built a cricket net in our backyard. And I think then we just played loads of it. It was, yeah, I think that's probably why I'm a bowler as well, because my brother was 5 years older than me. So I had to keep bowling until I get him out, which was quite difficult when I was just a small lighty. So I bowled 1,000 overs probably before I was going to high school. But yeah, no, it definitely shaped me, and those are the core memories that you always remember. Like, yes, it's some of them. I think those are still some of my funnest and best cricket memories that I have. Just playing there, you tape the tennis ball, you try to swing it, you try to hit your older brother that's bullying you on the head. Like it's the best. It's the best type of cricket that, yeah.
And speaking of those years, those early years, who were some of your cricketing heroes, players you particularly liked? Because I would assume, you watch a bit on TV and you're like, oh, I like this one better than this one.
Yeah, I think it's weird. The more I think, like, I've never actually thought about these things, but now that you ask it, like, I probably should have recognized early that I love fast bowling, because that's always intrigued me. Like when I watch Dale Steyn at Supersport Park and I just see the keeper back far and you can see the carry and everything. It's just like, yo, that looks fun to do. And then growing up, I don't know, Dale Steyn from South Africa 100%, and I'm a massive Brett Lee fan as well. It just felt like everything he did was to bowl fast. Like he trained hard, to bowl quick. Also he didn't want to shy away from bowling quick. That's kind of what his whole career I felt was about. So I think those two guys are probably massive, like, role models that I looked at to kind of, I think, become the player that I am or becoming. We still have a while to go, but I think whenever I feel like I'm not bowling as I want to, I kind of watch videos of them and just see how they go about their business, and that's kind of what I want to try and replicate. Of course, it's difficult with those. I mean, they're one of the best people to ever play the game. But I think if you set those standards, it just kind of helps you. Yeah. But yeah, those two guys for me.
So is this how you, because one thing about cricket is there are seasons. There are times when you do very well. You know, it from week to week, it might be different seasons. You do well
Yeah.
this week, you might not do very well next week. You know, it's the cycle of the game. Betters are allowed to do well also. So, is this how you deal with not executing well? To go back to watch some Bradley, to watch some Dale Steyn, just for you to
Mhm.
get back into the zone or pick up a few tricks from them?
Yeah, I think earlier in my career, I actually quite struggled with it. I wanted to do well all of the time, and you kind of forget that it's a sport, and sometimes the other guys are allowed to do well as well. And I struggled a lot with it whenever I'd get it for a boundary, even if it was a good ball. Like if I look back now, it was probably a good ball, and you get it for a boundary, and you're so upset. Where a batter is allowed to play a good shot as well. If a bowler bowls to a batter, he's also allowed to bowl a good ball. Like that's why the sport is fun to watch. I think for me, I watch those kind of videos of Dale Steyn and Brett in the bowling more if I'm trying to find. It sounds weird to say, but trying to find motivation to train, like to go to gym, to do my morning stretches, to do my rehab. It's kind of because okay, you're doing this because you want to aspire to be that. I think if I struggle in cricket, if I maybe had a bad day with the ball or anything, I used to dwell on it and think about it a lot. Like it will bother me for days, and I'll kind of be a bad person to be around for 2 or 3 days. But now I've felt that if I had a bad day, it's better just to kind of put it away and not think about it too much. I made notes. I'll make notes of what I felt I could have done better, and then I do not think about it again. I'll go look at my notes when the next time I train, and then I try to focus on those points. Try to get that a bit better, but I don't think about the bad memories too often because I feel like sport is such a confidence thing. So if your confidence is up, if you keep telling yourself like, yes, I did this bad, I did this bad, you're probably gonna have more bad days than better days. So I try to tell myself whenever I'm bowling, I'm the best player that's ever lived. And that's kind of how I hype myself up to bowl against anyone or do anything. Yeah.
And to build on that, how did you come to this realization that, you know, there is a way for me to get back in form? There is a way for me to not be a bad person to be around, because as you said, you will be sulking because you're angry at
Yeah.
yourself, and then everyone feels the aftershock of
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
lack of joy. When did that mindset shift happen? Did you come to that realization on your own, or was there someone who helped you, whom you consulted or whatever? How did that shift happen?
I think probably Craig Alexander, he was our coach at Northwest. And as you know, he was also a fast bowler, so he played a lot of games and everything. And I think just leaning on that experience of his, he told me like, listen, sometimes you bowl well and people whack you. It's part of the game. And I think the more I chatted with him and the more I worked with him, with a fellow fast bowler, I think, which was quite nice because I mean he kind of went through everything that I went through. And I think he just changed my mindset a little bit about you don't need to be angry when you bowl bad. Like you're gonna have days where you bowl bad. You're gonna have days where you bowl great, and still it looks bad because the guys whacked you because they just batted well, or they nicked one through the slips for four. And it kind of just helped me to like you just try to stick to your processes, and if you know you're training hard, you're doing the right things at training, you're working on specific things, you're ticking all the right boxes. Eventually, it will come right. You just have to believe in the process that you're doing. You just have to believe that you're doing the right things, and enough of it. So I think since then, I haven't really. Whenever I had a bad game, you're still gonna be angry, upset with yourself for a little while, but I've never really dwelled on it again. Mostly, I'll take 2 minutes in the change room. Sometimes I'll just take a cold shower, and then after that, I'm fine again, ready to go. Because I think in a team environment, you want to be a pleasant guy to be around as well. You don't want to bring everyone down with you. You kind of want to cheer them up and be the light in their world. So I think I've focused on that the last 2 or 3 years, and I think it's actually helped my personal game as well.
And I was looking at your journey. It's very interesting. This year you were with the Proteas, and I think they still have a good eye on you because you're just injured. But I was looking at your journey, and I noticed that after Cokewick, you went to Tux, and you played in a side that's produced professional cricketers. Everyone has gone on to have a career.
Yeah,
But
literally.
how did it feel? Did you ever, okay, not how did it feel, but did you ever have moments where you would look at, let me just check out the names here, where you would look at Jivesh Pillay, Tony Dizorzi, Neil Brand, Ruben Herman, all of those guys getting Division One contracts while you are playing for Border?
Yeah, I think that was quite. Uh, I don't think it was a difficult moment. It was kind of a moment I had to take in my career and in my life. Like if I look back at it now, I'm so grateful that I got to go to Division Two and actually play some cricket. Um, because I think me and Ruben, I mean, Ruben went to Mpumalanga his first season, and we all know how he's doing now. He's just lighting up the world because he's always been a good player. Just kind of had to get some game time in maybe. So back then it felt like, yes, where's your career going? Like, is it actually worth it to keep doing this? And if I look back now, I'm very happy that I did it. I made very good friends there. Took me out of my comfort zone completely. I mean, different province for the first time. East London is a lot different than Pretoria as well. Um, but if I look back now, like yes, I'm grateful that I actually did it and I went through those experiences because I think it shaped the person and the player that I am now. I know everything doesn't come easy, so when I get an opportunity, I think more often than not, I probably use it when I make my debut for a certain team or whatever. Because even when I went to Northwest, I had to wait quite a while before I got a crack at playing, and then I felt when I played, I actually did well. And I think that's because of that. Like like opportunities are scarce in this world. So whenever I got an opportunity, I was kind of ready to just grab it with both hands. And I think that's what happened in SA20 as well. The moment's not too big for me because I think I've had worse experiences in my life. Like trying to keep a contract is way more scary than just trying to play in SA20. You understand what I mean? Like you're trying to make a living where you're just trying to entertain people in the other one. So I'm very grateful for everything that happened, and I think I always backed myself. So it was never a moment that I felt like no, I can't do it. It was always of I just have to do it, and people just have to see what I can do, and I know it will come right. Yeah.
If we look at the time you spent at Border, must have been what, 2, 3 years?
2 years.
I think from 2021 to 2022 or 23, not quite sure. But if we look at that period and you go back and you relive some of the matches you played, which one would you say is your best outing for Border?
Yes, that makes me think a little bit. I think it's gonna sound weird, but it was actually a 4-day game we played against SWD, and I don't know. I just felt it was a slow wicket, and I felt I bowled the speed of light, and I think that's kind of the day I realized, like, listen, you have something extra that the other guys don't have. Like you can bowl very quick, and I think that's the first day where it actually clicked. Like most of my balls were pretty high paced. Where usually I'll bowl a few balls that was quick, and then I'll slow it down a bit. Where that game, it just felt like everything was coming out quite quick, and I think that game probably sticks with me until now. Like whenever I'm bowling bad, I think about that game. I'm like, listen, you weren't the player you are now back then, but you still managed to do it. So even if you don't bowl lacquer, you can do it. And I actually think about that game. I played with Thomas Carber that plays with me now at the Warriors, and Josh van Heeren that's at Western Province now. And I played with them, and I think that's probably my fondest memory of border. Yeah.
And when Northwest came knocking, I would assume you almost tore their hand off to get the contract because it meant moving up the ladder, which is what you wanted.
Yeah, I mean, I think how it happened for me, like that's why I think Senran Mutasamy is one of the people I respect the most in cricket, because I went to bowl at the Capitals nets um, in the first S20, and I just bowled in the nets, and I think Hawken was moving on from Northwest, and then Sen called Craig and said, "Listen, there's this guy and he's bowling wheels. Like he actually thinks we should give him a chance," and he just chatted to me. And then we kept waiting, we didn't hear anything. And then eventually I just said, screw it. And I messaged Craig and I said to him, listen, Sen spoke to me. You may be thinking about signing me. And I just said, I think that would be the best business decision of your life to kind of sign me. So I just told him, I think it will be a massive mistake if you look at anyone else, because I'm definitely the guy you need to be looking at. And yeah, then he said, listen, can he call me in half an hour? And I think they probably chatted with the CEO and the assistant coach or whatever. And half an hour later, they called me and said, okay, listen, we are giving you a contract. And I said, okay, thanks. Yeah. And I was over the moon. I was very happy. I was very happy.
That is one of the best stories I've heard. Like, because from what I know about Craig, he loves people who have this much confidence in themselves. He feeds off that. I think that's why Northwest is competitive now, because look, a few years ago, let's not lie about this. A few years ago, people would have said Northwest, well, they're not one of the top 4 or 5 teams in the country. But
Yeah.
Craig has shaped it into a competitive outfit. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think he was probably taken by your confidence. You know, he will take you any
Yeah.
day if you show him that you really believe.
Yeah. I think when I first went to Northwest, I think the image was kind of they signing people that they feel as have the potential to play for South Africa, and all of those players had dreams to play for South Africa. So while I was there, it always felt like there was this, even if no matter what other teams would think about it, we just knew kind of we are very good players. People just maybe don't know about us yet, but we are very good players. And if you look like, I mean, Ruben went there, and now everyone in the country knows what type of player Ruben is. He just needed to get a chance to showcase his talent. And I felt that that's kind of what the image was around the whole team. Everyone wants to play for South Africa. I don't know if they maybe went away from it a little bit now, because the pressure of relegation and all of those things also gets in. So sometimes you need a bit more experience and whatever. But I feel, yeah, Craig loves the confidence. Honestly, he'd rather have a guy that he feels backs himself more and is probably a bit worse player than a guy who's lacking in confidence. He doesn't like. I think he thrives off players that just like backs themselves, even though they're probably not as great as they think they are. He just likes the confidence, and you're able to take on a situation and you won't shy away from it. I think that's kind of what he looks for in a player. Yeah.
And those are match winners. You know,
Yeah.
if you're confident, you're going to win it.
Yeah, that's kind of what he looks at. Yeah, he wants guys that can win matches out of nowhere. Yeah.
And after your spell with Northwest, who convinced you to move to the Warriors?
Um, I had a long chat with Craig and them as well, and I just felt it's kind of time for me to take the next step in my career. It was not because of anything that happened there or anything. I mean, I loved my 2 years at Northwest. I made some of my best mates there. I feel Craig helped me a lot with my bowling as well. But it was kind of just time to take the next step in my career, and I wanted to. I've always loved the Warriors, watching them play. Always had a lot of respect for Robin Peterson, and he was my assistant coach at under 19 as well. So I don't know, it just all kind of aligned up to go to the Warriors. And I mean, Charlie is here now, and he was my week coach as well. So it just felt like the right move to make at the right time. Unfortunately, the flip and injury got in the way of actually playing and helping the team now. But I'm pretty confident when I get a crack, then I'll show everyone that I'm playing with now what I can do and what I'm about. But yes, I'm super happy to be here. I think it's such a nice environment to be at. I think Robin Peterson is such a smart, like he understands cricket so well. So even not playing, I think I'm actually becoming a better player by just listening to what he thinks in certain situations and everything as well. So yeah, I think with the experience in the coaching staff, that's probably what got me to come here. Yeah.
And you guys have quite a young side. You are a side that has up to 10 years in you as a unit, because all of you guys are young and you're still growing and developing, which also might add to the good feelings in the team.
Yeah, I think if you look at our team, I think everyone, which is quite nice, everyone is aspiring to play for South Africa. Like, and everyone is young enough. Everyone works incredibly hard. It's not that the coach has to say, like, listen, you need to go train or you need to do this. Everyone wants to work hard. Everyone wants to be a better player, and you can see it when we are fielding. Actually, just the energy is always up there. Everyone is giving their 100%. Like everyone is always involved in the game, and I think I don't know if it's because of the age or just the personalities we got, but I think we have such a good mix of players. Everyone pulls through together quite nicely, and I think that's actually helped us a lot this season. Everyone is just pulling their weight, and everyone does their job, and I think that's why we've had such a good start. I mean, we've only lost one game, including four-day cricket and everything. And I think no matter how the rest of the competition goes or anything, I think we can be proud of the way we started this season. Because I mean, last year Warriors definitely didn't have this start or this kind of season leading up to this point. And I think a couple of fresh faces and everything maybe changed the mood in the team environment a little bit. And I think we're flying now. Yeah, I think everyone's enjoying Charlie and enjoying Robbie P. And I think we're just doing well as a young, exciting group of players. Yeah.
Let's talk about your call up to South Africa. It must have been a very big deal because, as you say, this is what everyone is working towards. And after spending some time with Border, then Northwest, it sort of came fast when we look from the outside. When I'm looking from here, I'm like, yeah, this move was pretty quick, but it was also like confirmation of what you do, how good you are, because people looked at you and said, this is what we need. And how did you react to that? Where were you when you got the call?
Yeah, it was like, yes, it's so weird because, like you said, it happened very quickly. Like, I mean, Anna got injured in SA20, and basically, after the previous 2 years, I bowled in the nets for the Capitals. And then my agent said, listen, you need to go and bowl there this year. And I just said to him, oh, I actually just want to stay on holiday for a bit longer. It doesn't feel worth it to go. And he's like, listen, you'll regret it if you could have been signed and you didn't go. So rather just go and do your thing. Went to bowl. Finally, I heard that, okay, they are signing me. Great. Waited a bit for my debut, and then on my SA20 debut, I kind of just, it went exactly how I would have dreamed of it going. bowled quick and everything. And then the next morning, I was in the hotel room and Rob Walter called me and he said to me, listen, you're in the group that's going to travel to Pakistan. And I think my first response was actually like, are you sure? Like, are you sure you are picking me? Because it was kind of just so quick. So I was like, are you sure you're going to take me after just one game that you've actually seen me? And he just said, yeah, listen, there's not a lot of guys that can bowl that pace and that backs themselves to do that against anyone, because I think I got Conway and Mo and Ali out, of course. He was two international batters, and I think he probably just thought, you know what, if this guy can make his debut and not shy away from those guys, he's probably okay to get a crack at it. And yeah, it happened so quickly. I mean, I was struggling to get into the Northwest team, and then I was struggling to just get my debut at SA20, and then finally when I got to get on the park, it kind of just happened very quickly. And like I said, now I was so surprised when he actually told me I'm in the squad. My response was just, "Are you sure? Like, are you sure you've seen enough?" Like, I almost felt that I haven't done enough. I haven't done enough for everyone to see. But I think, as you said, now those previous years at Border and training at Northwest, I think all of it probably shaped me to that moment. Yeah, and now I'm just excited to go again and try to get my name back in those mixes again. Yeah.
And you speak of dismissing Conway and Mo and Ali, two big wickets, as you said, international stars. Everyone knows their technique is solid, and you accounted for them. What other match for the Capitals? I think they gave you like, what was it, 3 or 2?
I played the last 3 games. Yeah, the last 3 games.
Yeah. Which one of those was your standout? Because definitely they saw enough, which is why they signed you again this season.
I think it has to be the debut match, to be honest. Like that's the game that stands out for me. I think everything just went as planned. Every ball that I tried to bowl, I nailed. It was just, yeah, it's one of those days whatever you try is the right thing. So that match definitely stands out for me. In the next couple of matches, I think I probably went through a learning curve kind of to see like, okay, this is kind of what you need to do to perform consistently at this level. And then, of course, that's when my back started getting a bit sore as well towards the end of SA20. So it was kind of a mental and physical battle all at the same time. So this year, I'm kind of just excited to go there with a fresh body and to express myself, hopefully, the whole tournament if I get to play. But definitely the debut match still stands out for me a lot.
You mentioned when we started that it was the Kaya Majola performances that got you thinking, maybe I could pursue this as a career. But after that, I would assume that it was after that moment that you decided to take your bowling to the next level. Who were some of the coaches who helped you to really get everything sort of in place?
Yes, I think it's been a long process with my bowling to actually get it to where it is now, and I'm still not the finished product. Like I'm still very raw, if I can say it like that. Like there's still a lot of things I would love to work on to get a bit more consistent and everything. But I think every single coach that I've worked with has kind of had their own impact in my career. I don't know. Like I worked with Chris van Noordwijk, Pinky at Tux, and he kind of showed me that, listen, you need to be in the game, you need to be aggressive. He showed me that. Where Charlie worked with me with different aspects as well, the way I ran in. And then, of course, I worked with Craig at Northwest, and he actually shaped my bowling a lot to what I am today, and what I try to do, which is kind of just bowl, like make sure my lines are good, and he helped me with that. So I think every coach that I've worked with has helped me to become the bowler I am today, and hopefully I can still get better from here. But I think everyone has had their impact. I wouldn't single out a specific person. I think everyone has had the right impact that they needed to make at the right time in my career. Even Paul Adams was he's a spin bowler, but at border he helped me with a lot of different things, not necessarily technical things, but more mental things about the game. And to this day, I still have a lot of respect for him for what he did for my career and everything as well. So yeah.
And we're getting into the fun zone. Who was the most difficult batter you've had to bowl to? Whom you probably felt, I just cannot deliver a good ball to this guy.
Yeah. Yes, that can happen all the time. Sometimes I play club cricket and I feel, oh, flip. Where must I bowl now? This guy's going to whack me. I think in matric, I bowled to Aiden Markham and I bowled we played in a Titans Bash thing where there's like a school kid in every team. And I bowled against him and I thought first ball, okay, I rushed him a little bit and I'm like, okay, now I'm in here. And then the next ball he hit me into the nets and I was like, oh, shit. And then after that ball, I was like, okay, I do not know where I'm going to go here. I think of recent times, I think Brevis has probably been up there. I think how he's batting at the moment is just unbelievable. That's why I'm quite happy I get to play with him this year, him and Andre Russell, and not against them, which is quite a breath of fresh air there. But I think probably those two guys. But as I said earlier, whoever I play against or whenever I play, I always feel like I can do something special. So I never feel out of it, even though they're whacking me. I'll always feel like, no, I have a chance. I just need to bowl the right ball at the right time and I'll get them out. So I don't think there's anyone I've ever felt like, no, flip, I can't bowl here. I don't know what to do. But definitely those two guys feel like when you're at the top of your mark, you need to be on it because they can send you into the stands. Yeah.
You're out there. You're out in the middle. You bowl one, and someone hits you out of the park, or maybe it's a 4, 6, whatever. What is the mental conversation you have with yourself as you're walking back to your mark?
Not a lot, to be very honest with you. I try to forget it very quickly because I think if I think about that 6 the whole time, I'm going to be 50-50 in my mindset with any ball that I want to bowl after that. So I try to just kind of put it behind me immediately and just look at the next ball. I don't try to think about the full I bowled. Of course, let's say if I bowled a bit full, I'll say, oh, you know what, I just kind of missed my mark. No fault on the plan. It was just missed execution. But I wouldn't really dwell on a boundary ball. I feel for someone that needs a lot of confidence when they're playing, it doesn't help me if I think about the bad balls that I bowled all the time, because then my whole spell's going to be like that. I kind of try, if it happened, I look away, take a deep breath, and then I just forget about it and look at the next ball and I think, okay, what am I going to do to get him out now?
And your shirt number, this was one of my favorites. Why do you have it? And which one is it? I have it at the back of my mind at 2 or something, but I'm not so sure. So
it's 50. It's 51 at the moment at the Capitals. And that is the house number of the house that I grew up in. And of course, I spoke to you about earlier about the backyard cricket and everything. And we stayed in 51 Michael Road, and that's kind of the idea behind it, because I mean that's where everything started for me. That's where I played my first game. That's where I hit my brother against the head for the first time. That's where I took my first wicket. That's kind of where all my first things happened, at that house. And I think it's just very fond memories, and we stayed there for 20 years. And I just have amazing memories growing up there. So I think that's kind of why it's 51. And then at the Warriors now, I thought, okay, fresh start. I took 25, and the reason I took 25 here was kind of just how 2025 has gone for me at the moment. I mean, I made my SA20 debut. I got my first Proteas call up, so I thought, okay, you know what, 25 is actually a cool number as well. I'm not set on a number yet. I don't know if it's 25 or 51 yet. I'll get to make my mind up in the next year or so. I'm going to be 51 at the Capitals again this year, but I'll make my mind up by the time next season starts, and then I'll stick to one number. But I think I'm probably favoring 51 at the moment, just of the memories I've had there and all the special experiences I've had there.
Oh, that is such a good choice. It's brilliant because, as you said, that's where your first everything happened. You know, it's where you discovered the a smoldering ember of a love for cricket.
Yeah.
And do you have routines? Because I always say that for me, when I'm writing or doing whatever, if I follow a routine in the morning and throughout the day, it means I don't have to think about a lot of stuff. I just focus on what I want to write. I can be thinking of what I want to write while I go through my routines. It just makes my life easier. Do you have
Yeah.
routines when you're preparing?
Yeah, I think probably the last year or so, I've started to develop those routines. I think before that, I've kind of just been like, okay, you know what, rock up and let's see what the day gives. Where now there's a lot of certain things I try to do before training or before a game. I try to keep them the same. Actually, I do the same thing that I do before I'm bowling and training, or than what I do before I'm bowling in a match. It's some band work. I like to do it's not I'm gonna say gym session, but it's not a gym session. It's kind of just doing some plyometric work, some jumps, some just movement, some stretches, just kind of get my body going. And I felt that that's actually been the change the last year. I've taken my pre-match or pre-bowling routine quite serious, the way I go about things, the way I warm up. Because I feel I try to, when I bowl my first ball, I want to be on it. No matter if it's training or in a match, I always want to try and get better. And I think you give yourself the best chance if you actually warm up properly and you take it serious, and you don't just have you don't just take it for khat, if I can say it like that. You kind of always try to take it serious whenever you bowl. So I do a lot of band work. I do a lot of sprint work, a lot of, yeah, I don't know, it's difficult to say, but just a lot of explosive work and stuff before I bowl to get my body firing. I try to sweat a lot. So by the time I bowl my first ball, it must feel like my fourth over, not my first over. Yeah.
One of the things that we take for granted when we look at bowlers is bowling partnerships. I feel that helps a lot with a bowling, you know. Who do you feel have been some of your best bowling partners over the years?
It's gonna sound so weird because I mean he's a spinner, but for some reason whenever I bowled with Senner and Mutasami, I just bowled well because I feel you could kind of just dot it up at the one end, and then they'll try to take me on from the other end, and then I'll get wickets. So I kind of love bowling with him because I know what he's going to do with the other side. So I've always enjoyed bowling with him, which is quite weird. It's not necessarily a seamer; it's a spinner. Um, and if I have to go seamer, it is probably the guy that I played in school with, Nico van Zyl, that plays for Inyatina. I thought we had a very good partnership. I think to this day, if we probably bowl together now, we'll still bowl well together because he kind of swings it a lot. He bowls very good areas. He can keep it quiet from the one end, and I enjoy that because that means they kind of have to try to take me on a little bit, and that's where I'm in the game. I think if they're just defending me, it's not necessarily too much strength because I want them to take me on because then I can take wickets. So I think seam bowling was probably still him. Even though it's quite a while back, I think probably still the guy I played with in school. And I have to say, in especially white ball cricket, I enjoy bowling with seam. So basically with a spinner that I know can keep it quiet from the one end. Yeah.
And it also helps that Sen just believes in you so much. I cannot get over the fact that Sen had to talk to to Craig to say, you know what, we need this guy. He's very good.
Yeah, I think that helps a lot. I mean, he's here at the Warriors as well, so it looks like I'm kind of following him around like a bunny at the moment. But no, I have so much to thank Sen for. I mean, I honestly feel if I retire one day, he'll probably be the person I owe the most to, because just, I mean, I feel he actually got me the contract at Northwest, to be honest with you, and I feel he kind of was in the coach's ears at the Capitals as well. So I don't know. It's just amazing when you know you play with someone and you know, listen, this guy really backs you. And I've played my best cricket under him as well when he's captain, because I think it's just the belief he kind of gives in me. When I bowl, it's never of like, think about this. He's always just like, listen, just express yourself and you'll be fine. Just do whatever you feel is best. Don't hold back. Just kind of go with it and just give it your all, and you'll be fine. So yeah, I love to play with Sen. I'm quite excited to eventually play with him here as well. Unfortunately, he's at the Sunrisers this year, so I have to play against him. I have to try hit him on the head, which will be good fun as well. But I think it's going to be good fun if we finally get to play together for the Warriors as well. I think it's going to be a special moment for me. He's been there for kind of all of my debuts. When I made my Northwest debut, he was there for my Pretoria Capitals debut. He was on the Pro Tour in Pakistan as well. So he's kind of just been, whenever I've had a special moment or special game I played in, he's kind of been there. So yeah, very thankful for Sen. Yeah.
What do you get up to when you're not playing? Are you one of those guys? First, let's start with this angle. Do you watch cricket, or because it's your job, after you play, you want to unwind and be as far away from it as possible?
I think it's a bit 50-50. Sometimes I don't want to speak about cricket or see cricket at all. I just want to do something different completely. I'll go have lunch with my girlfriend, or I'll play paddle or play golf, or like just something completely away from cricket. But then I am a bit of a cricket geek, to be honest with you. So when the Ashes is on, I'm watching every single ball of it. We're playing against India now. I'm trying to watch every ball of it. Like, I just love cricket. Whenever there's a game on, a local game, I try to watch it. I follow all the scores online. Yeah, I think I love cricket so much. Like, I think I enjoy it. I enjoy it every single time I get to play. I know there's some guys that don't really like. They play cricket, but they don't really love it. You do it because it's a job. Where I'm kind of, it's one of the funnest things in the world for me. I try to watch cricket, talk about cricket whenever I can. My mates from Pretoria will know pretty well when I'm fine to talk about cricket, because they of course love to speak about it. But they also know then sometimes I just do not want to speak about cricket at all. Which is nice having mates like that, where they just understand, okay, back off a little bit. Let's not speak about cricket for 3 days today. Let's actually just speak about everything else in the world. But yeah, sorry, man, and back on your main question, I love cricket, so I watch it all the time. I follow it. I watch YouTube videos. If you open my YouTube, it's probably going to be Sean Tate or Brett Lee or Dale Steyn or someone running in there. That's probably going to be the first video that pops up. So yeah, no, I love cricket. Yeah.
So we have Dale Steyn, we have Sean Tate, we have Brett Lee. If we are making a 5, who are the other 2 fast bowlers that you enjoy watching?
So I think, of course, Dale Steyn, Brett Lee, Sean Tate, loved them, bowled quick. I mean, everything about it was just great. I love Mark Wood. I think the way he goes about his business is just so nice to watch. Like, just balls absolute wheels. And I think one of my newest role models is kind of Anrich Nokia. I know he's still playing and everything, but I look up to him a lot. I actually try to bowl like him, to be honest. Not the same action, but like I try to bowl the same bowls as what he bowls. If I see he goes for Yorkers early on, then I try to go for Yorkers early on in my spell. I think he's a flipping good player, and I see he's called up to the T20 squad again now, and I'm flipping happy for him because it's someone I love watch playing. It's someone I try to kind of be like. It's someone I want to play like him because I like the way he goes about his business. I like his personality a lot. He bowls absolute wheels, as you probably know. So I like that as well. So I think he's definitely in my top five as well. It's Anil Hokia, Mark Wood, Sean Tate, Brett Lee, and Dale Steyn.
That's brilliant. And the good thing is, because he's still active, you will meet him on the circuit and possibly pick his brains on how he goes about business.
Yeah, so Vian, I played with at Northwest. He was at the Warriors before he came to Northwest, and he actually knew Anna. So the one day we were in P, he messaged Anna, and back then, I mean, well, not back then, even now still, but this guy's like kind of my hero. So now he messaged Anna and said, "Listen, would you be open to just have a coffee tomorrow morning at the airport? Because I just kind of want to speak to him and hear what he does." And in that moment, I don't think he probably thinks about it or anything, but in that moment, I'm thinking, yes, I get to speak to Andrej Nokia. Like, I'm watching this guy on the TV at the moment. He's bowling David Warner's stumps out and everything. And I just get to speak to him, and I kind of just, I asked to him how he got to where he is now, what did he do in his action, who did he work with, what did he do off the field. Yeah, unfortunately, it's just been that one chat, but I think to this day I still remember this chat, and I think till the day that I retire, I'm probably going to remember that chat because for me it was so cool just to speak to someone that I think is like a superhero basically, and I think that's why it was quite special for me to come in for him as an injury replacement in SA20 as well. It's like, okay, cool. They kind of see you can do the same thing as what he can do. Um, so yeah, it's so cool. I'll try to speak to him again when I see him again and just hear how he's been and what's he up to. But yeah, no, it's been very cool.
What are some of the things that you picked up in that one meeting you had with Anrik? What did you take to add to, because obviously you're adding to what you have. What were some of the things, whether it's training or conditioning or bowling?
I
What did
think
you?
there's actually just one thing, to be honest with you, and it was staying consistent and patient. Um, he said to me, like, listen, it didn't happen overnight that he just bowled 150. He stuck with the same conditioning program for 2 3 years and worked on the same thing in his action for 2 3 years, and eventually it clicked. It got better through the years, but there was a moment where he felt like, listen, he's got this nailed down now. So I think for me, the main thing I remember from that chat was kind of just like, can't stay patient and don't try to want everything now. If you're working on something, know that there will be some days that you do not feel great, that you won't be able to do it. But if you keep doing the right things more often than not, then eventually it will fall into place. And I think that's kind of stuck with me since that chat. I've just tried to stick to my guns, do the things that I feel is going to get me to or become the certain player I want to become. And yeah, that's the only thing I took from it, is just staying consistent and patient. Yeah.
Speaking of that, there's one thing that I've seen with some bowlers where they hit a good area, 3 balls in a row, and maybe the batter misses or blocks, but you can see this is a good area that this guy is hitting. And then ball number 5 or 6, they go short. And in my brain, I'm like, you got impatient. Now you're looking for the magic delivery that will upset this guy.
Mm.
Do you sometimes feel like that, or do you feel that if you keep hitting a good area, you're just going to stick to it and wait for this guy to make a mistake? Or are you one of those guys who will hit a good area and then try to make things happen?
Yeah, I think that's probably one of the flaws in my bowling. I do not like waiting for something. I want to make something happen every ball. I do not like just bowling in that area and waiting until he makes a mistake. I kind of want to make him make a mistake, which is something I'm working on. I'm trying my best to be a bit more patient sometimes and just realize, listen, you're doing the right thing, just stick with it. But I'm definitely the latter at the moment. I definitely try I'll bowl 3 or 4 good balls and then I'll try to go for a Yorker or a bumper or something. But I'm trying to work on it. It's definitely better to just stay patient. It's something I try to tell myself when I walk back, like, listen, just chill. You don't need to take a wicket every single ball. But yeah, at the moment, I do not like waiting to take a wicket. I want to take a wicket. So if he's missing every ball, then I'm probably going to go at his toes or I'm going to try hit his head or something.
For some guys, it's the sound of the stumps that they love the most. You bowl out, you dislodge the bails. That's the best feeling. For some guys, hitting the edge, just getting a nick. Bowlers are different like that. For some guys, it's taking out the toes. What gets you going when you're bowling and you take a wicket?
Someone has
Which one
actually
works?
asked me this question, and every fast bowler's answer is always no, like top of off, stump rolling, cartwheeling, or whatever. And when they asked me the question, I was like, oh, I love hitting someone against the head. Like, it's just so intimidating for me. I love to see the helmet rattle. Like, my ideal wicket would be someone's helmet off their head fall on the wickets. Like, that's the perfect ball for me. That's what I like to do. Of course, it's nice. It's nice to bowl someone, but it's more fun for me to hit someone against the head than bowl the off stump out of the ground. If I'm gonna be brutally honest now.
So for you, it's that rising bumper that gets the edge, gets the helmet, and the batter is down.
Yeah, unfortunately. People will think I'm a terrible person. I promise you I'm actually not that bad. It's just in the moment that's quite fun for me. Yeah.
Yeah, I suppose it sets the tone like I'm not to be messed with. Mess with me at your own peril.
Yeah, that's kind of what I try to do. I'm like, listen, you can try driving for 4, but just know one of them is going to your head. So just watch out, because you can maybe hit me for 4, but I can probably hurt you. So, which do you favor more, hitting a 4 or having your head knocked in? So.
Oh, that's so cool. No, I really get that. I mean, it just reminds me of the 80s, because I don't think we had very aggressive bowlers in the recent past. But each time I think of aggression, I think of that West Indies pace attack that was constantly attacking the body, attacking the head, and they had everyone on the back foot. And you mentioned that you started thinking of cricket seriously after Kaya Majola. If you hadn't become a professional cricketer, where do you think you would be for a job?
Well, I'm doing my CA stuff now, so I would probably just be a CA. But I've thought about it a lot. I think even after cricket, if it goes well or doesn't go well, if I make a lot of money or don't make a lot of money, I think I'll still be a CA after cricket, because I want to keep busy. I like finances. I like the corporate kind of world as well, just not sports. So even if after I retire, I still want to go into that area as well and explore that a little bit. So probably a CA. I mentioned rugby a bit earlier, but I think they probably would have broken my knees if I kept playing on rugby. So I'm happy I made the cricket decision and not the rugby one. But yeah, probably CA if I have to pick one. Just become a CA.
Yeah, that's brilliant. Even though it does not sound as exciting as you hitting batters on the head.
Yeah. Yeah, not at all. Not the same concept at all. That those are all numbers, and hitting the batter on the head is more blood. So
Oh yeah, brilliant. Gideon, thank you very much for joining me. I quite enjoyed this. You
thanks, my
even
man.
made me
Appreciate
laugh a few times during the chat.
it. No, thanks, my man. I appreciate it. I look forward to our next chat. It can be off the records as well. It's gonna be good. I can see you
Yeah,
enjoy your cricket as well, and I always love speaking to people that have the same passion for the game that I have passion for. So it's been lovely. It's been lovely.